Hey everyone, welcome back to Genai's Linux News. We're kicking off today with a story that's got the Linux community pretty frustrated. According to its FOSS, AMD has made some significant changes to how they're licensing their Vivado tools for Linux users. Essentially, the company is giving folks an ultimatum. Either pay up for the latest version or stay stuck on an older, outdated release that won't get any more support or updates. It's a classic bait-and-switch move that's leaving a lot of developers feeling pretty burned. If you've been relying on Vivado for your Linux work, you're now facing some difficult decisions about your workflow and budget. Moving on to some serious legal trouble in the 3D printing world. The Software Freedom Conservancy has called out Bambu Lab for systematically violating the AGPL v3 open source license for years, as reported by its FOSS. This is a pretty big deal. We're talking about a company that's been breaking the rules around open source software, and they haven't done much to make it right. But here's the interesting part. A new project called Bambu is being developed specifically to reverse engineer Bambu's proprietary components and create open alternatives. It's a community response to corporate overreach, and it shows how seriously the open source community takes these violations. Here's some good news from the Linux Mint team. According to OMG Ubuntu, the developers behind Cinnamon are building their very own screenshot tool designed specifically for the desktop. Instead of relying on the GTK-based GNOME screenshot that's been doing the job, they're creating a homegrown solution that'll offer way more options and flexibility. The really cool part? This new tool will properly handle the differences between CSD, that's client-side decoration, and SSD windows, meaning you'll get cleaner, sharper screenshots without all the weird rendering artifacts. This is coming ahead of Cinnamon's next major release, so desktop users have something to look forward to. Now let's talk about what's happening inside the Linux kernel itself. Phoronix is reporting that Linux 7.1 RC5 dropped this week, and here's what's really interesting. AI coding agents like Claude Code and GitHub Copilot are actively helping to fix bugs and solve problems in the kernel development cycle. We're seeing an increasing number of patches that are either generated by or co-authored by these AI tools, particularly for complex areas like graphics drivers and Wi-Fi driver issues. The Linux community is embracing artificial intelligence to speed up development and catch issues that might otherwise slip through. It's a fascinating glimpse into how open-source development is evolving in 2026. Let's take a moment to remember a piece of Linux history. According to OMG Ubuntu, Canonical is pulling the plug on Ubuntu Pastebin, a service that's been helping the community share text snippets and code since late 2007. That's nearly 2 decades of service. The company is shutting it down on May 31st as part of a broader infrastructure modernization project. Ubuntu Pastebin worked similar to GitHub's Gist, though without revision history. It was a simple, reliable tool for quick text sharing. While it's not the most exciting news, it's worth acknowledging the end of a long-time community resource. If you've been using it, now's the time to migrate your important pastes elsewhere. Great news for those who care about open-source video technology. Phoronix is reporting that the AV2 codec, the next-generation successor to AV1, is finally getting ready to launch officially next week. This has been in development for years now as the royalty-free, open-source codec that'll continue the mission started by AV1. While there was initially talk of a 2025 release that didn't pan out, all signs are now pointing to an imminent debut. For content creators, streaming services, and anyone working with video, AV2 represents a major step forward in quality and efficiency without the licensing headaches of proprietary formats. Last but not least, the KDE team continues their relentless pace of development. According to Phoronix, KDE is working on bringing Intel Xe graphics support to Plasma 6.8's system monitor, which is great news for users with newer Intel graphics hardware. Meanwhile, the stable release of Plasma 6.7 is coming mid-June with even more crash fixes and stability improvements. The KDE developers are juggling both near-term stability and long-term feature work beautifully, ensuring that whether you're using the current stable release or bleeding-edge development versions, you're getting quality improvements.